Good evening, friends. Hello, welcome back. It's time for another episode of BigDenoPlays, and tonight we're playing this game called Radiance. Now, because this is a live stream, I'll probably just do a little bit of teaching of the game as I did in my first recorded playthrough of this. For people that are just catching this for the first time, this game is about to hit Gamefound in about a week or two, and the copy that I'm playing with tonight is actually a print and play version that I made, which is really fun, by the way. And it's not quite finalised, and this is not. I wasn't asked to do this or anything. I'm just doing this for my own enjoyment. I've provided some great playtest notes, I'm sure, to the people who designed the game, but yeah, I absolutely loved this game that the designer, whose name is Joe Klipfel, made. Rome, Fate of an Empire. I have it just here. Absolute banger. Will be in my top 10 games of the year. Absolute guarantee. So when I found out about this game, I thought, yeah, I've got to get on this because this will be right up my alley. And yeah, it's been great. It's kind of a combination of a few different games, Marvel Champions. It's got some like Spirit Island growth progression. It's got really interesting travel mechanic. So yeah, I'm really enjoying the game, and I'd highly recommend people check out the Kickstarter, the Gamefound, sorry, I should say. I use those two terms interchangeably when they are actually different platforms. So the Gamefound, the link is available in the description. And yeah, absolutely keen for people to get on board this campaign. It's being produced by the Solo Game of the Month team, which is called Best with One Games, I think, Gabe Barrett. And I've only sort of come across them in the last 6 months or so. But yeah, really cool little idea. And although I tend towards more heavy games and games that require a lot more investment, having this, the Solo Game of the Month tend to not be as complex, but this and Rome, Fate of an Empire definitely break that trend. So yeah, I'll be keeping a very close eye on future Solo Game of the Month games by that manufacturer. But yeah, let's talk more about this game. So we'll nip over to the main screen. Boom! This is Radiance. So we've got a few little things here that are probably pretty common to many board games. We've got tracks that we can move up. We've got big decks of cards that we draw from. But the game, I've split it into sort of 3 areas. So this area down here is our area that we progress our character. So this is upgrades, and this is our character sheet. So this sort of is one area. Then we have this area up here, which is the travel component of everything that we do in the game. And then this up here is the enemies area. So what will happen in the game, we will play cards down here into our character board, and then we will use those cards to both explore locations and fight monsters, which will earn us XP, both via exploration and monster attack. And that XP we will then spend to level up our character. So this little thing I'll just shuffle now, and I'll explain most of this stuff a little bit later on. But this section here is an important track. This is called our corruption track, and this is one of the ways that we can lose the game. So every game you select an antagonist to play against. You select a shade to play against. This is our shade. It's called Pride. The artwork in this game is stunning, by the way. So Pride is our shade. So on the back of the shade card, it will tell you the ways that you can find the shade, because we have to explore through to find the shade, and our loss conditions. So for us, the loss conditions down here is 10 corruption. So as I said, this track here, this marks our corruption. So if we ever reach 10, we lose. The second loss condition is these cards here. So these are called treacheries, and as I said in the playthrough that I did earlier, it reminded me a lot of Marvel Champions in that they have a goal that the villain is trying to work towards, and if you spend too much of your energy attacking monsters and what have you, then they get to progress their treachery, and that's similar in this vein. If you don't devote enough energy towards disrupting the monster's plans and the Shade's plans, then these treacheries will progress, which will make the game significantly harder for you. So that's the corruption track and a little bit about how the game flows. The story or the background of the game is pretty cool. You are a luminary, and the premise is that people in this universe that are good and kind radiate light. And so as we travel out in the world, we are spreading our light across the world, and that is making our drawing the attention of more monsters, but also reducing the effect that the Shade is having on the world. So that's represented by this track here, which is our Shade influence. But light is actually a resource that we have to manage. So this resource here, which is our light, this will go down as we play cards, and the lower our light value is, the more enemies will be drawn to us. We're weaker. So there's a lot of little levers that you need to be thinking about as you play this game, and the decisions space is quite interesting. So let's go over here to our character board and I'll explain a little bit more about the characters. So the character is made up of two different components. Your actual named character, there's 4 currently available in the game. We've got wisdom, we've got temperance, we've got courage, and then we've got one other one who I can't remember. It's on the flip side of this. I'm not going to say it because, hang on, it'll be on this card, won't it? No, it's this guy. He looks legendary. I can't remember his name. I'll look at it. It is Justice. Excellent. All right, Justice. Well done. So each of these characters has a unique collection of skills that at the start of a playthrough are randomly allocated these little element markers. And so the elements will actually be used to activate those abilities throughout the game. It's a very multi-layered system that requires a lot of contemplation to get the right effect on any given turn. So I have all of these skills that I can unlock using this track again here to unlock, as well as upgrade my hand size and things of that nature as well. So I'm going to deal out 7 starting cards. The second part of it is you've also got a class, and this class is a second set of skills, but also 2 decks. You have your class deck and your character deck, and you shuffle those together, and that makes up your deck. So it is kind of a deck builder, but it's also not really. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so the way that the game works, and this is the crux of the game right here, is we have 4 areas where we play cards each turn. We have a card area over here, and that is used to play an action. So the section down the bottom is an action. Let's explain an action. So here's Fortitude, the card Fortitude. So the bottom section, everything where the lightning bolt is, that's an action. So everything else on the card is ignored when we play it for its action here. The second type of thing we have is the attack value, which is this value up the top left. And so we will play a card for its attack value here, and that will determine how effective we are at fighting in this turn. We will also play a card for its boost values, and the boost is where we will determine which element we get access to for this turn. So as you can see, Fortitude, if we played Fortitude, we would gain access to any fire abilities that we had unlocked. So which boost card you choose is also really interesting. Those boost cards will impact your attack and your explore values. And that's the 4th card that is played each turn, your explore value. And that's what's used to go through the exploration deck and to also disrupt the monster's plans. But, and this is one of the key and most exciting things about the game, the card that you played last turn for your attack card will always be your explore card in the next turn. So if you have a big powerful turn where you play a really potent attack card like this one, Striking Gold, which is 9 attack, your next explore is likely to be significantly worse. And that's an interesting dynamic to contend with. So, to start the game though, to ensure that you have that in play, the first thing that you do in the game is actually play a card for its explore value. So I'm just quickly going to choose one of those. What is this? Explore phase on the locale. Wow, that ability is so good. All right, we'll save that for later. I'm going to go heavy into explore this game. So in the last couple of games, I've focused a lot more on combat and making my way through combats. But yeah, this one I'm going to try a little bit more aggressively attacking. Just slide those up so we can see everything a little bit better. Okay, so the last thing that we need to do, we are playing against Pride. We also have a little antagonist, which is a little guy who is going to disrupt us. You also have companions that you can have, and you can play multiple companions. So we could play a Scorchright companion, and they give you little abilities that you can tap and use and stuff. But we're playing on a harder difficulty, which means we do not get a companion to support us on our quest, which is bullshit. No, it's good. Okay, so the last thing we need to do is we need to set up our enemies that start the game in play. And so we have 2 decks of enemies, the Dusk and the Doom decks. The Dusk deck is what we will draw from when we need to draw lower than 5 shade value. That means absolutely nothing to you, but I'll just explain it anyway. And so to start the game, we are going to draw equal to this number here where our little marker is, which is 3. So we need to draw 3 shadow worth of enemies. So we've drawn a Garadeth Seeker and we've drawn a Threatened Swifter. And let's zoom into those guys right now. That's our enemies. All right, I'm moving this back down. Get your balance right, Deno. This is just crazy. Okay, so there it is. We have a Garadeth Seeker and a Threatened Swifter. So again, these cards carry a lot of information, which is very cool. This is their attack value, so the enemy attack value. This is their darkness value. This symbol here tells us if they jump to the front of the line or the back of the line, so if they're fast or slow initiative. Then we also have a symbol which refers to what type they are, what enemy type, and then we have an attack, a defense value, which tells us how well they defend against attacks, but it also has either physical defense or photonic defense, and depending on which one of those they have will determine how well they defend against our attacks. So that, we're set up for the game. I'm excited. Get excited with me. So I have a little round tracker thing here which I'm referring to. Very useful, a lot of good little bits and bobs for this game. I have added a little dial tracker from Game Genic, which I use. I've got a Gloomhaven tracker here, which I don't need, but I like trackers. So yeah, I'm using this tracker, as you'll see in the late game, to measure my attack points that we have available to spend. So, okay, to start the game, we start with 1 skill unlocked, and we start with a light refresh of 4, a hand size of 6, and a heal value of 2. So I get to unlock one of these 2 skills here on the left. So the first one is Flares. So I haven't played this character, so we're going to learn this character. I haven't even looked at her cards, which is awesome. So we can either choose Flares or Spark. Spend up to 2 beacons to reduce the cost of the next growth stage by 1 for each so spent. I'm going to unlock Spark. We're going to try for exploring in this game and see if we can gain some exploration benefits. Cool. So the staging phase is where we draw enemies down to the board equal to our darkness value. Now our darkness value right now is 3. So that means again we have to draw 3 darkness worth of enemies. So the first one we draw is a Soul Conspirator, and then we draw a Garadeth Grunt, and they're all in front I'll let you zoom in on those. Look at those champions. Absolute pests. Whew. I'll explain how this little guy works when we get to the refresh phase, but he sucks. He absolutely sucks. Okay, we have to also flip over here a treachery for the enemies to be working on. So this is called Prowling Darkness. So they require 5 effort to be added to this. And if they do so, we lose 4 light, which is extremely punishing. And then that specific type of enemy will heal every refresh phase if we leave them on the board. So that's pretty punishing. We're also going to deal out 5 quests. We have the option to go after these. This is an optional little module, but I quite like it. Adds a little bit more. So we're going to deal out 5 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And let's just have a look at those quests over here, hey? The Lost Vault. No shields needed. Cull the Dusk, just what I need, and this is my swamp. In the same defend phase, defend against a single enemy using the top 3 cards of your draw pile, gain a bonus hand size. So that's pretty awesome, but it will increase your corruption. 15 dusk enemies, that one's a good one. In a single turn, suffer 11 or more damage. The only way to do that, I think, is to heal multiple times, and I don't know that I have the ability to do that, so I'm not going to try for that one. You have the option to mulligan these, is why I'm reading these. Furious Bellows, push one enemy. Okay, so I'll keep that, I'll keep that, I'll keep that, I'll ditch that, and I'll keep the Lost Vault. So we're going to ditch that, yep. So we're just going to draw one more, and we draw, and my sword, okay, cool. So we've got a lot of quests available to us. We will consider those because you purchase quests using your explore value. So, okay, we've completed the staging phase, so now we go on to the funnest part of the game, which is where we select our cards and play them onto our board. So the way I like to start this decision-making process is by looking at our cards and working out which one of these actions we want to play. So, hasten. Grant a trait to this location. So, the reason you would do that, it's probably based on some of the abilities that the Wayfarer has. So things like, if your action card shares a trait with the location, choose 3 enemies to disarm from field advantage. As a great example there. As your action card. How cool is that? Wow, okay. That's fun. I don't know what those traits are, those little symbols, but yep, so that's hasten. Terrible and swift. Draw 1 card whenever a slow enemy enters your play area. There's none. If burning light skill is unlocked and active. Okay, so there's none of those. So we won't be doing terrible and swift. Foresight. Spend up to 3 light. That's great. That's a good one actually. We might play that. Spend up to 2 beacons, gaining 1 and 1 for each spent. That's also quite good. So beacons I'll explain when we do some more exploring. And that allows us to reduce enemy engagements. Add progress to the location equal to the number of engagements you prevented. Spending light. I'm probably going to do that one, so we'll just put that over here just for now, because that looks fun. So I'm not sure why we would pay light to double our enemy's defense stat, unless we get to do damage when and based on an enemy's defense stat. Oh, here it is. In the wind, push X+1 enemies and deal each of them damage equal to their own defense stat. Oh, what a combo. Okay, we won't be doing that though. So we want to activate our Earth ability. So this is how we are going to play our turn. We're going to use Striking Gold as our attack card, which has an attack value of 9. We're going to use Step Lightly as our action card, which has an cool action on it. And then we also are going to play Hasten for our boost card. So we have to pay for those using light. So we're going to use 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 light. However, at Far Home, you can spend 1 free light each round. That's our starting location. So we're only going to spend 4. So we go from 20 down to 16. And that means that we're only going to draw 1 enemy engagement down to the board. So that's this guy. So I can spend light to reduce the enemy engagements, which I don't want to do. You may spend 1 free light per round. Maybe I will. So I'm actually going to spend the full 5 light, because that's going to mean 2 enemies come down, and I actually want that to happen. And that's it. So I don't have to spend that light just yet. Because I can spend that light for free. Yeah, interesting. Wow. This is very cool. Okay, so the next stage is called the engagement phase. Sorry, I'm playing this very differently to how I've played other characters, and I'm finding this quite different, which is cool. The next stage is called the darkness phase. So we look at the enemies that are up here in the quest area. So we have a Garadeth Seeker and a Threatened Swifter for a total of 3 darkness. Now, if we don't do anything, those enemies will add their darkness value to this treachery. And so that's how the treachery will get completed. So we don't want that to happen, obviously. So what we can do is spend some of our explore points that we've generated to disrupt their plans. And so at the moment, our explore points that we generate is based on this number here, and remember that comes from this card that we played, as well as our booster over here. So our booster value is +1 for our explore, +8 gives us a total of 9. So we have 9 exploration with which to spend. And what we're going to do is we're going to do this. We're going to put 2 onto this guy up here, and that's going to stop him from doing anything. But we're not going to put any on this guy. So he is going to add 1 progress to this treachery. It needs 5 to be completed. So we've spent 2 of our 9. The next 3 we're going to spend. I think we're going to spend that to gain one of these quests. Which quest we're going to go for, we're going to decide based on the locations that we go to. The rest of it, we're actually going to spend right here on our travel. So we're going to travel right now, which is very exciting. Because I haven't travelled in the first turn at all. So this requires a total of 4 explore points to travel there. So we've spent 4 on that, 2 on that. We have 9 in total. So that leaves us with 3 to buy a quest afterwards. So let's talk about exploring. It's a bit of a travel thing. So when you complete a location, you gain its experience. So that goes here in the discard pile, and we gain 1 XP. And then we have to reveal locations from here. So the first thing that we do is we reveal a location, and we can then decide if we want to travel to that location, or we can also do what's called deferring, which means, yeah, I don't want to go to that location, that's too far away. Or we can save it as a beacon. Now, saving it as a beacon is what this chick wants us to do, because we have beacons that we can spend to activate some of our skills. So we basically want to try and find some beacons. So Helm's Peak is one of the ones for the sword. And it's only 2/2. Oh, that's so exciting. Okay, well, so what does travelling to a beacon do? How do you travel to a beacon? Emergency beacon travel, 3 or add 2. Yes, okay. Okay. So maybe we go there. I want more beacons. All right, so I'm gonna use that as a beacon. So that's gonna go there. The next one is Northwood City. That's where we need to get for greed. Oh. All right, we'll put that here as well. So that's a beacon. All right, here we go. The flats of Milbereth. This is where we're going to travel. Okay, this is where we are going to travel. So we're going to the flats of Milbereth. How does travel work? Well, we firstly calculate these coordinates. So these coordinates tell us geographically where our location is, and we compare it to our previous location. We add together all of the differences between those two things, and then that gives us what's called our distance. Now, if there was obstacles, they would also add to the distance, but if there was paths, they would reduce the distance. We then go over here to this track, and we will bump this marker forward based on how far the distance we've had to travel is. We've only had to travel 1, so we're just going to bump that to here, and all that's going to do is increase our resistance track by 1. And that is pretty good. So the flats of Milbereth, how good. That's where we find ourselves. We place this here. This says for each tracker in the quest area during the refresh phase, add +1 to the active location. Not good. I wanted to use this, so that's annoying. So we need to get Northwood City for him. What a pest. Okay, that's just so annoying. Sun Shield looks cool though. Spend 1 XP to disarm 1 enemy per 2 saved beacons. That's nice. Yep. Okay. We've completed the explore phase, so we'll move on from that travel. We're now going to go on to the attack phase. Okay, so here I have used a photonic attack. And if we zoom in on the enemies, as we can see, this guy is defending physically and this guy is defending physically. So my photonic attack is going to bypass all of their armor, and that's very good. Okay, so what I might do here, I'm going to have a total of 11 attack. So the attack that I have is 9 plus 2. So I definitely want to kill this threatened swifter as well. And I'll show you how I'm going to do that. Because one of the cool things is you can spend experience at any time. You can spend experience at any time to level up. So the only time you can't spend it is in the middle of an attack. So I've got 11 attack. I'm going to spend 2 to defeat this Garadeth grunt. So that takes us down to 9, and this is why I find a little tracker dial very useful. 9, and that also gains us 1 XP for defeating him. Now with that XP, we've got 2. We're going to spend that right now to level up this growth track, and that will allow us to unlock 2 skills. I'm going to use Sun Shield, which is a fire, and I'm going to use Flares, which is an earth ability. So Flares is now an active ability and it's unlocked. And because we've got earth, we can use that ability. Flares says, pull 1 fast initiative enemy. So I'm gonna bring this threatened swifter down. So I've pulled him using my flares. Hey, come over here. And he's also physical defense, and I've got 9 attack coming in. So bang, bang, both of those guys are getting popped. When you attack this enemy, take 1 damage or place 2 on the treachery. We're going to take 1 damage. So we're down to 8 damage. All of our attack is going to go there, and that's going to gain us 3 XP. So we're going to 3. Okay, so that was good. Cool. I might spend that 2. I'm going to spend the 2 more experience to go down to 1 to level up again. Leveling up again allows us to select one of these cards and add it to our hand, as well as upgrade one of the cards in our hand as well. Again, as I said, you can do this at any time, so we're actually going to do this in the refresh phase after we've drawn up our hands. But let's go on with the rest of the turn. So we've completed the attack phase. Any enemies in our play area would now attack us. There's none, so we're fine. So we now go to the refresh phase. So we're going to update this location. This is no longer a new location because we've been here. We are going to produce light. So our light that we have is based here, and that is 4. So we're going up to 19 light. We're going to rest, which is an optional thing to do. We're not going to rest. We are going to discard all of these cards. This one goes here, this one goes here, this one goes here, and this one slides across. And then we also draw up to our hand size, which is 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then we're going to spend our 2. So we're going to select one of these cards over here. So do I want Burning Bright? No, because that one's action is no good. Yes, I'm taking Shortcut. That's a great card. We're going to cycle this one to the bottom, and we're going to reveal 2 more. Okay, so those cards are good. And then we're now going to flip one of these cards in our hand, because every single card has an advanced side marked by this blue thing that levels up all of the stats. Hello, Match Fixer, and welcome. So this is a very cool thing to have all of these cards available to level up. That's quite good. Foresight, Fortitude. So we do want to lean into exploration. Oh, cool. I've got to read about these little guys. Light Charge. Draw whenever. Terrible and Swift. 16 Explore. Oh my god. If your Burning Light skill is active, you may use it without spending beacons. Whoa. That is just ridiculous. Alright, I'm just going to level up Terrible and Swift. Bang. So that's our cards leveled up. Now, this little guy, he's called an antagonist, and his name is Greed. What a cool guy. The antagonists are an optional difficulty module that will increase the difficulty of your game. And so we are going to have to spend an experience every turn until we find this guy. So we are going to have to spend our 1 experience that we have carried over. So we're back down to 0. He's being greedy and he's stealing all our XP from us. I love that, but at the same time I hate it. So the sooner we can find him, and guess what? We find him by travelling to Northwood City, which is one of the locations we have saved as a beacon. So that's great. I'm very happy about that. Okay. So that's the end of the first round. And that's the flow of the game. It's pretty straightforward. Once you get the flow of everything happening, it is really an interesting thought process. I am going to take that Helm's Peak card, by the way, with the 3 leftover stuff. So that's my quest that I'm currently doing, which is called And My Sword. So we probably want to travel to Helm's Peak. Alright, so we go on to the next round's staging phase. Our darkness value is still 3, and there's no shadow on here, so we're just going to flip 3 guys from the Dusk deck. The first one is a Green Wraith, and it goes to the back, and the second one is a Threatened Swifter, and it goes to the front. So that sucks, but I reckon we're going to play this Terrible and Swift. Maybe we're not. Shortcut. So I need 5 to explore away from here. Search action. Once per location, you may take a search action. Interesting. Fortitude. Blinding light. Ignore Photonic defense. Okay, we've got photonic, physical, photonic. So, blinding light. Add 2 or remove 2 for each light you spend. Yeah, let's light the path. That seems great. And disarming an enemy could be good. Blinding light. Do I play this terrible and swift for a huge exploration next turn? Huge exploration. Huge. And then we go to Helm's Peak. We complete this Ironforged quest. Place all remaining EP on the location. Okay, so that doesn't work. We need to save that. Foresight. Ever onward. It's a really... G'day, Paul. Yes, no, this is a game that is coming to Gamefound in a few weeks' time. I stumbled across it when playing another game called Rome: Fate of an Empire. Same designer designed this, and so this is actually a little print and play version that I've put together. But it's really good. It's a very engaging, thinky game. So yeah, it's got some elements similar to Marvel Champions, some elements similar to Mage Knight. So yeah, a lot of games that I like and you like as well. That yeah, good combination. So I'm just trying to decide what I do on my turn here to contend with these 3 enemies that I've got sitting here in my quest area about to pummel me. So I am going to play... So if I play an Earth card, Ever Onward here, so that's probably the right card to play. We're going to be able to use flares to pull one of these guys down. And we can potentially travel away here as well. So that could work. So that's good. And then, am I going to be able to pummel these guys? So, blinding light is a photonic attack. So, light the path is going to allow me to travel without costing me any distance, which is cool. Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to use my search action, and I'm going to add 2 paths to this little location. So that makes it easier for me to travel away from this location. It doesn't actually reduce the explore value that I need, which is still 5 by the way, but what it does do is make it less distance to travel away from there. So that's going to be beneficial. I think that's what I'm going to do. So we're going to pay 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 light. That's a bit of light expended right there, Deno. So we're going down to 12, which means we're going to draw 2 enemies. And now I have to decide, do I want to pull an enemy here? Okay, so if I don't spend 2 explore, this guy's going to meddle with the treachery. My total explore value right now is 2 and 4 is 6. And I need 5 to explore away from this location. And I do want to do that this turn. So that doesn't leave me enough to stop his meddling, does it? No, it does not. Alright, so he's going to meddle on this location, on this treachery. So he goes up to 3, total of 5. So you do have some ways to reduce that on occasion. We'll have to look out for those. This illuminates pretty good. Ignore darkness in your quest area equal to the number of enemies in your play area plus 1. That is pretty cool. Okay, we're now going to spend up to 2 light. I'm just going to spend 1 and I'm going to add 2 paths to this location to make it even easier to travel away. So that's my action done. Cool, so we're going to explore here, and we have enough exploration to simply clear that as well. So we're going to travel away from the flats of Milbereth. That's going to gain us 1 XP. Yay! We're going to move the Shade Influence across, and we're going to start by exploring. So the first location we flip is the Dark River. So we're going to save that as a beacon. We're not going to go there. So that's our 3rd beacon, and we have a beacon capacity of 5. The Ruins of Orseth. So if we go there, it is literally 0 distance added. But I think I want to put that as a beacon as well. Yeah, we'll beacon that. We'll flip. Sol. Okay, so this is a location we are going to go to. Yep, this is good. This is very good. Sort of. Okay, so we have found Sol. Now, its geographical distance is 1,5 versus 1,2, which means we have to travel 4 distance to get to Sol. However, we have 4 paths, which means that we do not have to go any distance, and so our bump tracks do not move up, anything like that. These go away, but they do add darkness to the location because we've travelled by the main paths, and so enemies know where we are. Boo. But we're here at Sol. It says at Sol, all Sol enemies in the questline engage you at the end of the staging phase. Add 1 path every refresh phase. Cool. So it's a city, so it's easy to travel out of, but people know where we are. Alright, that's the explore phase done, and we've got 4 beacons now, and again, this is what she's sort of doing, is using beacons, which is nice. I am going to be using my Spark ability this turn, spending those 2 beacons, which is cool. So we now go on to the attack phase. So this is a physical and this is a photonic defense. I am attack photonic and I have a total attack of 8. So this guy is 3 photonic attack. That sucks. Okay, so we're definitely going to use this guy. We're going to pop this guy in the face, and that just costs us 3. When you attack this guy, choose take 1 damage or place 1 on the treachery. We're definitely going to take 1 damage because we don't want anything else on the treachery. So that guy's defeated, and we gain 2 XP. We're up to 3. 1, 2. And that cost us 3 of our 8. So we're down to 5 attack in this phase. Okay, so... oh, perfect. This guy needs 5. Oh, that's awesome. That's great. Okay, we kill him, we get 1 XP. Woohoo! So we're at 4 XP. Now, we have intervened with this guy. So, after travelling to Northwood City, Sol, or Garadeth, or after starting the Shade encounter. So he actually flips. We've travelled to Sol. And so at the start of the next staging phase, he's going to come into the game. And if we can defeat him, he's worth 3 XP, and we get rid of him, and that is awesome. So I'm very excited about having him there, and hopefully I can level up a card. So there's no enemies in our play area, so we do not have to defend. So we go to the refresh phase. Okay, first thing we do is we're going to remove this. The second thing I'm going to do is I am going to use my Spark ability. Spend up to 2 beacons. I'm going to spend these 2 locations, the Ruins of Orseth and the Dark River. I'm going to spend those beacons to reduce the cost of the next stage of Growth 2 by 1 for each beacon spent. So that means it costs us 1 XP to level up to Growth Stage 2, which is nice. We could also spend 3 to level up this next growth stage, and I think I will. 1, 2, 3. So that's going to allow us to unlock 2 skills. So we can go choose wisely. The first 3 locations you defer do not add to your distance. Familiar places. 2 secret ways. Oh, that is awesome. Secret ways. Oh my goodness. Okay, I need a way to generate more light. I need to keep generating more light because I want to spend some big light turns. So I'm going to go illuminate and I'm going to go secret ways. So those 2 skills have now been unlocked. So we're producing light. Speaking of that, we are producing 5 now, so we go up to 16. We are going to discard an action, explore and booster. So this is not going to be an effective exploration turn. Very much so. We draw up to our hand size of 6, so we have no cards in our play area. We have no companion. We didn't have to pay Greed any XP because we have intervened with him, we've found him, and so that is it. So we're going to go to Helm's Peak now instead of Northwood City. Where's Helm's Peak geographically? 3-3, so we have to go 2-2-4. Okay, that's sick. All right, Match Fixer, you too, buddy. This game is not for everyone, mate, and that's okay. All right, next turn, staging phase. We are still at 3 darkness. That is cool. So we're only drawing 3, sorry, I lie. We're at 5 because we've got 2 darkness on the city. Oh, we have to add a path at the end of every refresh phase. Thank you, path, making it easier to travel. So because we've got 5 darkness, the first card we have to draw is from the Doom deck. And so we have found a Terragard Warrior. Look at him, he's a big behemoth. He's got 3 darkness. So we've got 2 left. We've found a Terragard Watchman. So 2 Terragard enemies at the same time. Boo. Artwork, once again, just stunning. I love it. Can't get enough of this game's artwork. It is the best. Look at Courage. Alright, so we've got 7 darkness to contend with up there, and we're probably pulling all 3 of them down. So this secret ways could be an option here. If your burning light skill is active, you may use it without spending beacons. Disarm all non-shade enemies in your play area. So disarm is a key word, and we'll bring up the rule book because that would be useful for everyone to see the rule book. There it is. And we just need to find that keyword section in this rule book. Disarm, I'm pretty sure it is just you don't attack. Chosen enemy does not attack you this round. Yeah, so that's quite interesting. All right, so my total explore this turn is 1. So if I can get 3 explore, I am going to be able to double that to 6, and our distance value is still 1, so we will be able to travel again this turn if we wanted to. Interesting. And that would give us burning light. If we chose that, we will be able to bring everyone down. Okay, and then if we went shortcut here, so if there is at least 3 progress on the location, place 3 on it. So we could actually get that location explored, which would be pretty useful and would stop us from having to deal with these. We could also use our search action again and add these to make travel easier again. I've got secret ways. This is a very different way of playing. I will definitely do that, mate, yes. I don't like hijacking your your channel. I feel I didn't join because I wanted to promote myself. I joined because I wanted to look at what you were doing and celebrate what you do. So I don't like posting my own stuff on there, but I appreciate the offer to do so. Thank you. Okay, I think we want to play a hefty attack card. The only one I've got here Terrible and Swift is not a hefty attack card. It's only 5, and it's also huge light. I could play this against all odds for 2 light, and it's effectively more attack. See you, buddy. Thank you for stopping by. Okay. So I've got a few things coming this time. I can remove paths to cancel damage coming in. This guy's not going to be doing any damage. This guy is not going to be doing any damage. He's doing 2, and this guy is equal to our corruption. Our corruption's 1, so we're actually not taking a lot of damage right now. So yeah, I am happy with that situation that we've got there. So let's do the following. Let's play these 4 cards. That's going to be 4 light. 1, 2, 3, 4. I need to spend an extra light. Damn. Okay, Foresight. It's actually going to work fine. So we're spending 1 more light. That is drawing 3 enemies down towards us. Bang, all 3 of these guys. So these guys are now in our play area, which is fantastic. So we go on to the darkness phase. We don't need to spend any of our explore value preventing those guys from advancing the treachery. And so we can spend all of our explore value, all 3 of it, over here on soul. So we spend 3 explore on soul. That's not a lot. However, I'm now going to activate this ability. If there is at least 3 on the location, place 3 on it. So all of a sudden we have explored this location. Before I activate this ability, I am going to flip my beacons. Do I want to do this? No, actually I'm fine. I'm fine with just 1 path here. That's actually beneficial for us. So we're going to start traveling. We're going to travel again. Because our resistance value is still 0. So we're going to move, oh sorry, Greed is also in the line. He jumps to the back, he goes at the end. That's okay, we don't need to worry about him at this point in time. Yep. So the reason we want to travel is we want to stop having darkness here and increasing the value of enemies that we pull. Alright, so this is getting explored, which is gaining us 2 XP. And we can use that to pull Greed, which we may do. We've explored a 3rd location. So we are going to be reducing the distance by 1. So let's flip the first location. So we're going to, oh my god, the Barren Hills. Your booster element does not allow you to use earth or wind skills for free. I don't like that because it was a pivotal part of my plan. But travelling there doesn't increase my distance. Oh, that's crazy. Yep, alright, we're going to stay there. Because of this path, travelling to here costs us 0 distance. We don't bump that track. Everything stays there again. And because there's only 1 of those, we don't need to put shadow onto that location. That's crazy. Alright. The more you travel, the more benefit it is because you're spreading your light across the world and making it harder for the boss. Alright, we are dealing with a physical attack. We have photonic defense, and photonic defense. Our total attack is 7. So how do we best distribute this attack? This burning light ability that is active, we're going to spend 1 beacon to deal 2 damage, and that actually triggered before this, so that's okay. Spending 1 beacon, and I will do 2 damage to this watchman. So he takes 2 damage. 1, 2. Very, very interesting. Alright, so with our attack of 7, it's not a lot of attack, and we aren't going to be able to use secret ways now either. That's no good. So how do we best distribute this? This guy's actually attack 0 at the moment. He doesn't bother us because we have no location progress on there at all. The question is, do we bring greed down? No, because we don't have enough attack to defeat him. Okay, so we're going to kill the green wraith for 4 and this guy for 2. That's our best play. The Terror Guard Watchman defeated, the green wraith defeated. That's 4 XP. We go to 6. We are going to spend 3 of that to gain a card and level up a card. So we're down to 3. Alright. So, against all odds slides across, Foresight slides across, Shortcut goes to here. We are going to shuffle our deck. And we're going to draw 1, 2, 3. And this is in the refresh phase. Because we have cycled through our deck, our corruption bumps up once, and that's fine, totally fine. We have the option to spend a XP to do a heal action. We're not going to do that, but we are now going to spend our XP to gain one of these 3 cards. That is a lot of exploration there. 3, 2, 1, fan the flame. You may draw 1 card. Yep, I'm going to use this fan the flame. So these 3 are available for me to purchase. We also get to flip a card, and now we're going to look to flip an attack card. Hopefully we've got one. Yes, Striking Gold. So we're going to flip Striking Gold, which is our best attack card, into 17 attack. Oh my god, Striking Gold. We have just struck gold. Come on. Okay, so discard, draw to hand size, ready companions, rest. We're not going to rest. Produce light. We need to produce light. So we are producing 5. So we go back up to 16. Okay, incredibly, we are back down to drawing little dusk enemies again. She is playing such a different game. I'm telling you, this is a wildly different game. Okay, Darkness 2. Darkness 2. Interesting. What a wild time. So, Photonic Defense, Photonic Defense, Photonic Defense, Photonic Defense. Unfortunately, this card is Photonic. But when you discard a light chart, wow, that is such a crazy ability. Yeah, I see I cheated slightly before because Burning Light wasn't actually active, so I'm going to do that, and that reduces my cheat as much as I possibly can. So now I have to decide, do I want to use this for its attack value, which I definitely do, increase the defense stat of all enemies by 3, increase the damage dealt by your Burning Light skill by that much. So we would bring those enemies down, and we would just do My goodness. For this effect, discarding your action set in the refresh phase counts as discarding cards. What is that? That is crazy. Okay, so we need 5 to explore this location. What about we use Tempest? We activate that and Secret Ways. We play Striking Gold for our attack card, and we need to just play a 1 over there. So Fan the Flame. Excellent. So we're spending 8 light, which takes us down to 8, which brings all 3 enemies down to the board. So we are dealing with all 4 of these enemies, including Greed, the little chum, little fatty boombar. Alright, so we've used a wind here. So when an enemy enters your play area, you may spend a beacon to deal that damage, 2 damage, limit once per enemy. I'm not going to do that, I don't think, because I think I've got enough to pop the guys that I am keen to pop. Pop, pop! I'm going to use my search action to add a path to the Barren Hills. I have a total of 5 explore, which means we've successfully explored the Barren Hills, and so we're going to move away from there. So we're going to go to 5 XP for that. So the Barren Hills goes away, and our shade influence is reduced even more. Let's travel again. So we want to add some beacons here is what we actually want to do. So the first one is 2-6. That's a long way away. High Wall Canyon, you're a beacon. Thank you very much. The Stillwood, that's a fair way away as well, and it's also away from our end goal. However, it does have a nice ability to remove stuff from the treachery. So to get there would be 5, 6, 5 distance. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we're going to move the resistance track up 6. I think we'll put that as a beacon as well. Okay, that is actually only 3 away from us, the Pit of Sharda. It's not one of those ones. We have to find Malta. So we'll go here to the Pit of Sharda. So that's a 6 and a 1 from the Barren Hills. So we need to travel 3, which means we need to travel 2 thanks to this. 1, 2. Our darkness value goes up by 1. And our bump value goes up by 2. This is crazy. This is I've not seen the game work like this, and it's actually really interesting. So I hadn't done a lot of travel with any others. I focused heavily on attacking. So we do still want to go to Helm's Peak, and it is 3-3. So yeah, that's only 4 distance away from the Pit of Sharda, so that could work. Cool. So none of these affect us for the darkness phase, explore phase. Alright, so we're on to the attack phase. Okay, so this guy's attacking us for 0. He's not actually punishing until he is, because his attack is equal to the explore on the location. This place is going to need a lot more exploring than others. It requires 10 exploration, so we are not going to be able to get away. So this guy next turn is going to be a real concern for us. We definitely need to kill Greed. So we need 9 of our attack. Our total attack right now, actually we can make that more, I think. Yes, we can. So we're going to spend 4 of our 5 XP on a growth 2 track. And this says, this is for a permanent booster. So you take a card from this deck over here, which I didn't actually talk about at all, but this is called your permanent booster deck. You pay its light cost, 1, 2, and you actually get to add it to your board as a permanent booster for the rest of the game. Only when you play a matching element does it benefit you. But we have picked one that is going to benefit us. So our total attack is now 19. However, photonic and all of these guys are photonically resistant. So the most attack coming in is from this guy. He's 3 attack. He's 2 defense, so he's 5 to kill him. It's 9 to kill him, so we're definitely going to kill him. So 7 and 2. Greed has been defeated, and he is worth 3 XP to take us to 4. So we've got 10 attack left over. The skills we have is Secret Ways, so we're going to be able to use that. I'm going to flip my search action here to add 3 little paths away from the Pit of Sharda. Dread enemies have +2 attack. This guy is actually attacking us for damage. That's okay, we can handle that. We're gonna use Fan the Flame, where it's going to allow us to draw a card. That's just an action that we can use. It's a one-off. That's fine. So we don't have Burning Light, because that's when an enemy enters your play area. Secret Ways we can use. I'd love to get Field Advantage, but we don't have Field Advantage at this point in time. So I've only got 10 XP, so I can't kill this guy. This guy's 5, and this guy's 5. So the correct play is to just kill both of them and pick myself up another 4 XP to go to 8. And then the Terror Guard Warrior we're going to be able to ignore soon. Okay, so we're 7 health, 8 experience. I'm going to spend that 8 experience now. I'm going to spend 5 of it to level up my light production to 6, because we are starting to get quite low on our light. And that's it. So we're now gone to the defend phase. So this guy's going to attack us. Because of the Pit of Sharda, dread enemies have +2 attack. His attack is equal to the progress on the location. 0 + 2 is 2. He's attacking us for 2. I'm going to use Secret Ways. When taking damage from an enemy attack, you may remove a path to cancel 2 damage. So we've removed a path and we've ignored his attack. That's it. We're on to the refresh phase. That gets removed. We're producing light, so we're going to go up to 12. It's not a lot. This slides across, this slides across. Our permanent booster stays in play for the rest of the game, which is very interesting. We'll draw up to our hand size of 6, and that is all. Do we want to spend XP to have a rest? We do not need to yet. We can spend a booster. Yeah, we're going to spend a booster, discard a beacon, sorry, and we'll heal for 2. 1, 2. Let's actually refer to the rulebook for that, because I haven't done that before, because I haven't had many beacons before. What a very, very different experience this game has been. And this has actually excited me, because I didn't realise you could play the game quite differently. Rest. Add 1 obstacle per beacon discarded. Okay. So we're happy with that. 1 obstacle doesn't really bother us. So in the next turn, unbelievably, we are still only drawing 3 enemies. So alright, so we're on to the next staging phase. So a Garadeth Grunt and a Soul Assassin. So we are definitely going to be bringing both of them down. We want to spend as little light here as possible. As little as possible. So Foresight is worth 2 and gets us to activate Burning Light. And we have beacons that we can spend now to do damage to them as they come down, which is great. Light the path. We don't want to do that. step lightly. Yep, so we'll use step lightly, and our last one, I think, is fortitude. 3 attack, is that enough attack? No, we'll go light the path. Okay, interesting. So we've spent our 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Takes us down to 7. Unfortunately, there was no way for us to spend less than that. And what happens now is we're going to be engaged by 4 enemies. Admittedly, there is only 2. But because of the place we find ourselves in, another dusk enemy is added to this. Yep. So that's a pest. Alright, so that's the engagement phase. We're now into the darkness phase. Our total explore value is 7. We're going to spend 1 to block him from the treachery, and we're going to put 6 here on the pit of Sharda. That means this guy is now attack 6, and I can't do anything about that. And because we're at the pit of Sharda, he's actually attack 8. I need that guy to be killed this turn. And I'm not going to be able to because it's a physical attack. No, I can actually. So I'm going to use my Burning Light ability. When an enemy enters your play area, you may spend 1 beacon to deal it 2 damage. Do I ditch this Helm's Peak thing and pop him and him, or him and him? Yeah, I'm gonna give up on the Helm's Peak goal. I'm gonna ditch both of these beacons using our Burning Light ability, which says when an enemy enters your play area, you may discard a beacon to deal it 2 damage. So I'm going to deal him 2 damage, and that bypasses armor, by the way. And I'm going to deal this guy 2 damage, which kills him, gaining us 1 XP. And that is limit once per enemy. Secret ways, so we're going to be able to remove one of those paths to ignore his attack, which is great. This character is a very cool combo. I'm enjoying this a lot. Okay, so that's the explore phase done. The attack phase. We have a total attack of 5, plus 3 is 8. Photonic attack of 3. 5, 8 is 8. Am I 1 short? Am I 1 short? If I'm 1 short, that is bad times for us. Oof. That is bad times. Interesting. So I need a total of 11. Goes down to 9, and I have 8. Goodness me. I am short by... Yeah, he's photonic defense. This is actually a very bad turn of events for us. So, I mean, we can kill this guy, but I don't really need to kill him. What can I do here? Alright, I can spend 4 XP that I have to unlock 2 skills. So, which of these skills will benefit me? Infiltrate. If your Explore card shares a trait with the location, choose 3 enemies to disarm. If your action card shares a trait with the location, it doesn't. So, push, deal damage equal to their defense stat. X is the number of traits in play that match the location's trait in the wind. X plus 1. Okay, so I do have a play here. It's not a good one, but it is a play. So let's try for this. Let's try for this. Okay, we're going to use our Infiltrate and In the Wind. And then we're going to use a thing that you can do in the game, which it's not normally recommended, but you can. You can actually activate a skill that you've unlocked, even if you don't have the element, for one turn by flipping it and saying, yes, I'm using that ability. However, very hard to get that back. So that ability is going to be gone. I have a total attack this turn of 5 plus 3 is 8. I'm going to spend 2 of that because it's a photonic attack to kill this Garadeth grunt. He goes down to there, and that gains me an XP back. And then I'm going to spend 6 on this guy, which is only going to apply 3 to him because he has 3 photonic defense, taking him to 5. Then I'm going to use In the Wood. I get to push one enemy. Push means you move them from your play area to the quest area, and deal each of them damage equal to their own defense stat. His defense stat is 3. I'm dealing him 3 damage. That is a bold play to activate that ability and use it at this point, but it saves me from having to defend against an 8 attack. An 8 attack. I would have been able to use my secret ways to make that 4, and you can also block attacks using cards and stuff, but yeah, not having to do that feels like a pretty useful thing. So our defense phase, nothing's happening. This guy is not going to attack us because we're not traveling, and so that's going to be the end of that. So we're going to go to the refresh phase. We are going to add this to the Pit of Sharda. We are going to produce a light, which is going to be... do I want to spend 4 XP? No. So we're only producing 6, so we're going up to 13. So we're not making headway in getting our light back up. Striking Gold, Foresight, light the path, and step lightly. We have the option to spend 4. We don't want to spend 4. We may want to look at using our Spark ability. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Shortcut's a good card for the value that you get out of it. Force of Will. Terrible and swift. Alright, so the next turn, our darkness value is still 3. 4 because of this. So we're dealing 4 of dusk enemies. So that's 2, 3, 4. Yes. Okay, so that Pyrus Razor is very bad for us for this treachery. Very bad. So I need to... Alright, my Explore... Do I play my air card again? No, we're not playing air. So we're either playing fire... Infiltrate. If your Explore card shares a trait with the location, remove 4 from the treachery. So if I can get one that matches those... Wow, okay. So we could be on here... Blinding Light, Fortitude. So yeah, let's use this fire card. So we've got Illuminate activated, which is nice. And we've got Infiltrate, that's only 2. During the Explore phase, if there is at least 3 on the location, play 3 on it. So we'll go Shortcut. And then I think our best option here is to just spend as little light as possible. So this says if your Explore card, the next time you travel, discard all from your hero mat and reduce the distance travelled by that much. So wow, this is... If you remove any from the treachery, the next time you travel, Discard all from your hero mat and reduce the travel distance by that amount. So it's not going to work the way that I want it to work. Okay, so let's just use this one. So we're only spending 4 light this turn, which takes us down to 9, which means 3 enemies are engaging us. We have Illuminate activated, and Illuminate is going to say, ignore darkness in the quest area equal to the number of your enemies in your play area plus 1. So we have 3 enemies, so we can ignore 4 darkness in the quest area. So we don't have to apply any of our explore to the quest area to stop that. We have a total explore of 6. Our Pit of Sharda requires us to travel another 4, so we have successfully travelled away from the Pit of Sharda. Now this is going to be a very important travel, so we're going to move that to there. We're going to add 2 XP, and we are going to spend that very shortly to gain a card and level up 2 cards. Or maybe we're going to level up our light generation. Okay, so the first location, so our coordinates are 6 and 4. Our first one is, oh my god, 5 and 4, that is so good. Everkill. Oh, we don't have the matching ability. Anyway, that's okay. Alright, so we're travelling to Everkill. What a great place. I've heard it's lovely this time of year. Our total distance that we need to travel from Sharda, the Pit of Sharda, to Everkill is 1. The obstacle makes it 2, but then these 2 paths make it 0. So once again, we are moving our bump track, our distance track 0. We had 2 paths, so we do have to put that there. I really wanted to get some beacons, but who needs beacons when you can just travel to the location you need to get to? Good old Everkill, eh? Alright, well, yes, interesting. So, Shade Influence going up very, very quickly. I am going to spend my 6 XP, or 6, I'm going to spend 5 of it to level up to a hand size of 7, which isn't going to help us this turn. Alright, we are attacking with a photonic attack. We have physical, physical, physical. Our total attack this turn is 3 plus 1 is 4. Sorry, 6 plus 1 is 7. Total defense here from the photonic attack is none. So I am actually going to pop all 3 of these guys. He actually took damage to himself as well. This says after you travel, put explore on the treachery equal to the distance you travelled. We travelled 0, so he suffers. Yep. We're not going to do that because he's going to be dead. We didn't travel a distance greater than 3. So yeah, so we just need 6 attack. We're going to kill all 3 of them. That's a great turn. 1, 2, 3 XP. Taking us to 4. And we had fire active. So do any of our fire skills apply? Illuminate we used. Infiltrate. If your explore card shares a trait with the location. Oh man, I was so hoping I'd get that. I could remove 4 from the treachery, but that does not share a trait with the location. So yeah, these little Wayfarer cards, they're very interesting. So yeah, they've got these things here. So yeah, so if we were at the Barren Hills, that would have worked. If we were at Sol, Flits of Milbreth, yep, wow. Interesting. Okay, so that's it. At the end of the phase, we're fine. So we've got 4 XP. We're not going to spend that 4 XP. We don't need to heal. So this slides across, this slides across, this comes down here. Force of Will goes here. Our hand size is now 7. 1, 2, 3. So that's moving up. This gets shuffled. And we're generating 6 light. So we're going back up to 15. We're making some headway. 1, 2, 3. Okay. 7 hand size. I like it. This goes away. We're not going to rest. We don't have a companion. We've produced light, and that's it. Alright, staging phase. So we are still drawing 4 dusk enemies. That's a Garadeth shield bearer. That's a red wraith, and that's it, because he's equal to our corruption. Our corruption is 3. So yes. Okay, we need to start thinking about how we're going to bring down Pride. So Pride is only found in Malta, unless we let them complete a treachery at the ruins of Crowbridge, or Nul Gador, or the Wraith Marshes. We also have a different option which we can use when we travel, which is using our fetch action. So our fetch action requires us to spend experience points, but we can grab a location that we want out of here whenever we want, whatever one we want. So that's an option. I don't know why that's just stuffing out, but that's fine. We'll nip over to this one for a bit. We have a new search action available. We're probably not going to use that action because we've got the ability to get so many beacons. Alright, I need to try and spend 7 or less here. So what explore? I need a total value of 8 to explore Everkill. So if I went this, I would have 1 and 5. And do we have our one that lets us do that? No. Blinding light. Spend up to 2. Ignore photonic defense on enemies in your round. Gain light equal to the number of brave traits in play. How many brave traits am I going to have? Not many. This enemy's attack is equal to your corruption. Very bad. This enemy's darkness is equal to your corruption. 3 darkness. So those two guys are photonic defense and this guy's physical. So our best option here is a physical attack to try and pop those guys. We've got a lot of photonic attacks in hand. A lot. So what am I going to be able to do here? Am I going to be able to use burning light? I don't have beacons, so we're not going to be able to use that. I'm not going to be able to use secret ways. Infiltrate, maybe. Fan the flames. Attach up to 2 fire cards. If you remove any progress. Okay. I have not got a lot of good attack cards in hand other than Blinding Light, and it is photonic. So that's probably not great. If I play that as my action card though, I can spend light to ignore photonic on enemies where X is the amount of light spent. But you really want to play that with brave cards because then you get light back, but I don't have brave cards. So my next highest attack card, I don't want to spend 5, is Light the Path, which is a total attack of 5. And then, I mean, I could play Terrible and Swift, and that would gain me 7 plus 2. Yeah, that is a crazy option. I'd be spending 9 light, which would take me down to 6. I don't want to spend that much light, so I don't think that's the right option. If I travel, I'm going to be able to get some beacons, but that's going to mean this ability is going to be too late to work, so I'm not sure there. Earth. Flares. Spend up to 2 beacons to reduce the next. Okay, so maybe we use Spark and Earth. All-terrain defend phase, add up to 2, pushing 1 enemy for each. Wow, that's a cool ability. Ah, you have chosen wisely. So we're thinking about our booster card. We're going to go with Earth and we're going to go ever onward. That is our booster card. We're done. So we are spending a total of 2, 4, 7. We go down to 8. We pull these 3 enemies down. That's it. That is the end of the engagement phase and the action set phase. We go into the darkness phase. We don't need to spend any darkness to do anything there. So all of our explore value, which is 1 and 4, 5, goes straight onto the location. And that's cool. And so now we're going on to the attack phase. Okay. Because of this, I can spend up to 2 light. And that's going to allow me to ignore... Wow, my attack is very weak. So this chick is definitely weaker in attack than the other ones I've been playing. So that's good to see. It's not good to see, but it is a situation that we are seeing right now. We got 6 attack. I can spend light to ignore this, but even if I do that, it's not going to let me kill anyone additional this turn. Don't know why that's doing that. It's quite annoying, but it is what it is. I'm just going to switch that off and switch it on again and see if that fixes it. Okay, we'll see if that works. So I think my best option here is actually just to pop this green wraith. He's going to cost me 5 attack to defeat him. So I'm going to do that, and that's going to get me 2 XP. 1, 2. Ooh, I just had a thought. I might spend 4 explore points. Yep. To grab a quest, which is Cull the Dusk, because I think we've got enough there. Now we've got this weird thing happening. Let's try doing this. See if that helps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 enemies. And this has defeated a total of 15 dusk enemies. So that means I now have a bonus to attack, which I can use to defeat this Garadeth Defender. So I'm going to do that. It's going to give me 1 XP, so I'm up to 7. I'll spend 6 to increase my light generation to 7 light generation. I now have a defend phase that I have to contend with. This guy's attacking for 2. I don't have any paths, so I'm going to spend a hasten to block 1, and I'm just going to suffer 1 damage. So I'm down to 8 health. The red wraith stays in play, and that's it for this turn. So light the path goes to here, ever onward goes to here. Stop bumping stuff, Deno. This goes to here, and we now have this warrior's talisman. Our hand size is 7, 2, 3, 4, and our light generation, we are going to go from 8 up to 15. That's going to annoy me. I don't know why it's doing it, but it's going to annoy me. Switch over to this one. Maybe we'll be playing the rest of the game with this camera, so it's not annoying me. Alright, we need to explore a lot this turn. Do we have any great explore cards in our hand? Our boost is 3, 4, Yeah, okay. Our total darkness value pretty sure we're there, is 5. So we do bring a Doom enemy. We've got a Soul Starcaster. We've got a Soul Scout. We've got a Moltan Spy. Alright, can I pop out a big attack card this turn? I can't. Again. My big attack card is here, striking gold. Do I have my draw a card one? That's not going to help me though. No. Alright, so I will need 8 explore on this location. So I have 3, 4. I need another 4 explore on this location, and I don't have that. Do I have my ability to add to the location? I do not. So I'm not leaving this location this turn. Unless I get 6 XP and I get a permanent booster. That's not going to happen prior to me leaving. So, okay, so we just need to figure out how to manage this darkness right now. Again, we want to spend as little as possible. So I could go this. We could go big this turn and try and minimize here as much as possible. 1, 2. Step lightly. That's a very weird turn, Deno. So it's 5, 6, 7. Should take me to 8, so I would pull down 3 enemies. Can I push an enemy? That's using my Burning Light ability, which I've activated. Ooh, ooh, ooh. I'm going to try unplugging that and plugging that back in and see if that helps me. It's interesting, this only tends to happen when I live stream. It doesn't do it when I'm just recording. I wonder why that is. Haven't dropped any frames. Bizarre. So I've got to pull spending beacons. I don't have beacons. I haven't unlocked that. I could utilize infiltrate, but I don't have a matching icon on my location. I could Alright, so I don't think we're going to go for this play. I think that's probably not our play. Force of Will. Place 1 for every saved beacon. Tempest when you complete a location. Alright, that's going to actually be used this turn. And I'm going to use this. And that's going to allow me to infiltrate for next turn. Okay. Do I want to fan the flame? No, we don't want to fan the flame. Instead, we might use Force of Will. Yes, we'll use Force of Will. Okay, this is shaping up to be an interesting turn. So the first thing we're going to do is, now that we've paid that, we're going to pay 1, 2, 3, 4 light to go down to 11. But we're going to spend a light to go down to 10 to reduce the enemy engagements this round by 2. Add progress to the location equal to the number of engagements you prevented. So we're doing 2. So we're just getting this molten spy come down. He had to do a when revealed thing, so I was actually going to remove that from this location. So it's actually just going to be 2 now on there. Okay, cool, so that's done. So now I have an explore value of 3 in total. So if I put that 3 on this Soul Starcaster, he's going to put 1 on this. Yep, so that's what we're going to do. We're going to put the 3 on this Soul Starcaster to stop him from doing anything, and then the Soul Scout. Alright, interesting times. So we are moving on to the attack phase. What's my attack value? I have barely calculated anything here. Three, 6, 8. We're attacking physically. Both of these are photonic, so we can attack both of these and defeat these to gain us 3 XP. Very good. We're at 4. A little bit shy of going anywhere, any other stuff, so that's it. Alright, so that's the defense phase. The refresh phase, we're going to add a darkness to here, so that's now starting to become a problem, Deno. We're going to get away from there though. Producing light, we're producing 7. So we're going back up to 17. We're getting ahead of the game. And look at our explore this turn. It's awesome. And look, if we use a fire ability, we've got infiltrate. We can remove 4 progress from that. Oof. 3. 1, 2. We're at 4 corruption. Was it 2 or 1? 1. All right. Next round, we're generating 6. So we're drawing from the Doom. So he's 4, 5, 6. Okay, I think this is the turn where so we might use that infiltrate active. Do we go absolutely ballistic here? 17 attack and try and wipe the board? And then use that for another 7? That'll cost us 11 light. Do I want to use 11 light in this turn? 12 light, and that'll take us down to 5. All 4 enemies will attack us, but we probably kill everyone. And we're travelling away. I'm doing it. I'm doing it. Let's go big or go home. I want to zoom in for this. This is huge. Boost card. Striking gold. Tempest. So total light spent is 12. So we go down to 5. 4 enemies engage us, and we have a dusk enemy added to the row during the engagement phase. Our total explore that we have available is 1, 2, and 9 is 11. We need 8 to get off this location. We'll take 1 damage when we reveal that Molten Spellcaster as well. So we need 8 to get off the location. We'll put 2 on there. We have 11. So we're going to be departing from Everkill, which seems fine. It's been a lovely place. Guess what? We get 2 XP, plus when you complete a location, gain a bonus, so we're getting 4 XP for that. We're up to 8 XP. Alright, I think we want to try for, maybe not the boss, but we want to go hard. Alright, so our first location. Nulgador, that is where we need to, no. We'll put that as a beacon. Terra Lake, that's literally 2 away. It costs an extra distance to travel here. 2 fewer enemy. Piss off, screen. It costs 2 distance to travel here. 2 fewer enemies engage you each round. Cards with a wind cost an additional light to play. It's only 2 distance to travel there. Okay, sorry. There's a few things that I need to do here timing-wise that I didn't do. So I'm going to do them now. I'm going to activate this infiltrate ability by using my fire because I actually need to remove this. And this says if your explore card shares a trait with the location, remove 4 from the treachery. So we're going to remove 4 from the treachery. This guy says the first 2 you would place on the location is instead placed on the treachery instead. So this is going to go here. We did still have enough to explore, so everything else is fine. Okay, when revealed, remove 2 from the location and take 1 damage. So we took 1 damage. That's all fine. So infiltrate's been used. In the wind has been used. Alright, so if I choose Terra Lake, I have to travel 2 distance. And that is fine. I'm pretty sure. Yep. But I do want to get more beacons. I want to get more beacons. So do I just go extra? Yeah, I'm going to save that as a beacon. Next one is threaten. Lose light equal to the number of threatened enemies in play. Well, there's 1. So no, beacon. The ruins of Crowbridge. That's going to be it, I think. Yep. Because we only have to travel 2 to get there, and if we complete a treachery here, we reveal pride at the end of the next staging phase. So we're going to travel to the ruins of Crowbridge. It's going to get us 1, this is going to move up 1, 2, so we're going to go 1, 2 up to there, and we're going to move 1 up on the darkness track. This has been completely wild, the way this game has gone. Completely wild. Okay, we've found the ruins of Crowbridge. So we're travelling there. And that's it for us on the travel phase. Distance, terrain modifiers, deferred locations, replace the location, add 1 per path, add a new location token, ready the search action, that's ready, cycle deferred locations, and reduce the shade influence. I have travelled to 6 locations. This is now my 7th. Very cool. Let's calculate our attack phase. This is going to be my favourite attack phase I think I've done. 17 attack from striking gold. Goes to 19 because of the warrior's talisman. Goes to 28 thanks to the terrible and swift alongside our arcing shot booster. That is great. We are attacking photonically. Physical, physical. So we're going to spend 12 on them. Yeah, we're definitely spending 10 on that guy. So that guy's dead. He's getting us 3 XP. So we're at 11 XP and we've got 18 attack left to go. I might spend some of that 11 XP right now. Not yet. So if I spent 2, I go down to 16. And I get 1 from him. The next enemy in the quest line immediately engages you. We may ignore this by spending an extra 2. Do I care if he comes down as well? He's physical defense. I got 16. I want to kill this guy. He's 2, so I need 11. 11 for him. Yeah, okay, so I just spend 2 to kill him. That gets me 1 XP. That brings this guy down. We're at 12 XP. I will spend 11 to defeat him, leaving us with 5. We have the ability to discard a beacon to deal an enemy 2 damage when it enters our play area. This guy's just entered our play area. We'll discard Threaten and deal him 2 damage. This character is sick! Then, I will spend, to kill this guy, which gains me 3 XP. 1, 2, 3. And I have 5 left over, which is either kills this or kills the Molten Blade spellcaster. I'm going to kill this guy because when he attacks, you place a shadow on the location. I don't want that. So I'm going to kill him. He gets me 2 XP. 17 XP. Yep, boy! Attack phase. This guy is going to attack us. He is attacking us for 3 with a physical attack. I'm going to discard Against All Odds, Fan the Flame, and Foresight to suffer no damage and cycle through our deck so that we can get these fucking sick cards back. Okay, I am now going to use Spark to activate for this turn. I'm going to discard 2 beacons, 1, 2, to reduce the next cost of growth stage by 1 XP for each spent. So that is going to be 1, 2. So I'm reducing the next growth 2 stage by 2. We can zoom in here. That's going to give us a heal of 4, and we can do a permanent booster for 4 XP. So we're down to 13 XP. The permanent booster that we'll take, we will take 1, but we don't want to spend much light here. As little light as possible. Yep, we're going to use Farsight. Costs us 1 light to play that as a permanent booster. Cool. And then we're going to spend 7 XP to level up our light generation to 9, leaving us with 6. And we're going to spend 5 to add a card and flip 2 cards. We're on 1 XP. We're in the refresh phase. So Terrible and Swift goes away. Striking Gold goes to here. Fortitude goes to here. Tempest goes to here. Having 2 boosters feels pretty good. We're going to generate back up 9 light to go to 13. We're going to draw up 7 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we have a total of 7 in our hand. This guy's done. And our Explore next turn will be okay. But we probably want to let this Treachery go off, don't we? Okay, this goes away so that we can get that. Lose 4 light, don't like that. Poof, what a turn. And we're adding a card and we're leveling up 2 cards. We'll go Resourceful. And we get to level up 2 cards. Blinding Light, leveled up. Force of Will. Ooh. No, let's go this one. Light the Path. 9 attack. Oh, that's awesome. Okay, I'm not going to use that one. Resourceful? No. Shortcut. Shortcut's really good to get away from a location. Our resistance value is 11. We're probably not going to get there this turn, are we? We do have an Explore 5, 6, 10. Oh my god. Okay, that's definitely happening then. Oh, this game's great. We'll level up Hasten. I don't know why, but I'm choosing Hasten. Okay, let's go on to the next round, the staging phase. We are dealing out 4 enemies. A Wing Wraith and Threatened Marshals. I don't think we need to go buck wild here. We're going to play Resourceful. we're going to play shortcut, and we're going to play hasten. So the total light cost is 1337. So we go down to 6, which means 4 enemies come down, and we add a dusk enemy, which is a molten trailhound. Oh, this threatened marshals has a bad ability for us. If a treachery is completed in the ruins of Crowbridge or Null Gador, or the Wrath March is revealed prior at the end of the next staging phase. Okay, so we don't have to travel away this turn, but we could, is the point that I'm making. We could. Okay, so we have Illuminate activated, so we get to ignore that guy for the darkness phase. Our total explore is 4 plus 6, which is 10. And we can use this to travel away from this location. Do I want to do that? Do I want to get away from the ruins of Crowbridge? Yes, yes I do. I'm going to travel away from the ruins of Crowbridge. So that's going to go here. It's going to gain us another location. We're going to add 2 XP. The first location we're going to go to is Darkwind, which is 1 step away. Upon arrival, choose and exhaust 1 kill. Yeah, place 1 on every treachery for every dreadnought. So that's a beacon. Hillcrest, that's a beacon. The Deep Forest, that's a beacon. Flaming Headwaters, 6-3. That's a beacon. Garadeth. Okay, so that would be quite a distance away. So I'm going to defer Garadeth. And we've found the Wrath Marches. Yep. So I'm going to do the Wrath Marches. So Garadeth has been deferred. So we are travelling 2 distance. It goes to the bottom. And 1, 2. So we move the darkness track up 1 and the bump track 1, 2. That goes there. This is the amount of exploring I've done in this game has been very, very cool. Alright, I have fire online. So let's go on to the attack phase. We have a total attack of 10, 12, 14. Sorry, and I should specify, the reason I was able to travel is I'm using this fire ability from my card. Don't disappear on me. If there is at least 3 progress on the location, place 3 on it. If there's at least 6, place 5. So we were able to clear the location thanks to our shortcut. I love that card. Okay, we've got our Warrior's Talisman. We've got that, and we've got fire active, which means we can illuminate, which we did. Okay, so our attack is photonic. Physical, physical, photonic. So the threatened marshals, when they're defeated, I don't like their when defeated ability at all. We add progress to the treachery equal to your thing. That's 4, that's going to complete Prowling Darkness. So that's bad. I don't have to kill him necessarily. I can just ignore him. So I'm definitely going to kill him. Cost me 2. 1, 2. Because I'm attacking with a photonic attack. So he's going to get me 2 XP to go to 5. Definitely want to kill this guy. Upon arrival, choose lose 2 XP or 2 light. So I'll lose an XP I only had. Yep, so we're down to 3 XP. Whenever a Wrath enemy attacks, yeah, we're killing him. Costs us 5. So we're down to 7. Gain 2 XP. The question I have now, I could flip my flares to pull this guy down. Yep, I'm going to do that. I'm flipping flares, he comes down, he's physical attack, I'm attacking photonic, so I need 3. We're down to 4. And we gain an XP. We're at 6 XP. I'm going to spend the 6 XP to unlock 2 skills. Still at 7 health. So the skills I want to unlock is Sun Shield and choose wisely. Add up to 2. Or do I go for all terrain? Yeah, I might go all terrain. So I don't want to kill this guy because he will complete that treachery and I don't want that. So, yep, that's it. So the attack phase, I can flip this to use my all-terrain and bump him out of the way. Seems interesting. Or I just kill him, because I can kill him, and accept the treachery. Which is lose 4 light to go down to 2. We are generating 9. Yeah, let's kill him. Alright, so this treachery has been completed. He is adding progress equal to our thing, so that's 4. So we're going to have 1 carried over to the next treachery. The next treachery that we reveal is Total Disruption. So that's fine. We lose 4 light, we go down to light 2. This guy's been defeated, we get 2 XP. We're back up to 2. And that's it for the turn. So our light is going back up by 9. So we're going back up to 11. Done. Done. We have 2 XP. We don't want to spend that, or we can't spend that anyway. Alright, so this goes away. So we want to travel to the final location now. We want to do that, but I don't have enough XP to use my fetch action. So I reckon we're just going to try and cycle through there. And that is all. So we are generating still 4 enemies. We've managed to keep this enemy situation 2, 1, and 1. Yeah, we've managed to keep that completely under control so well this turn. Okay, so we've got 5. This is actually going up by 1 because we've just added a corruption. Our hand size is 7. 2. Oof, striking gold. When you complete a location, gain 2 XP from it, so we definitely want that. Blinding light, 4. What do we want to activate? Our wind card or our fire card? What does wind get us? Burning light? Yeah, we'll do that one. So we'll use Step Lightly to activate our wind card. So we can play quite a weak attack card here and we will be fine. Let's play Light the Path. So 1, 2, 3, 4 light spent, go down to 7. These enemies come down, this one flips. It's a Garadeth Seeker. Our total travel that we have is all 7. Okay, I didn't think about that well enough. Maybe I should go Fan the Flame. Yes, I will go Fan the Flame. So that's 4 and 6 is 10, which is enough to leave the marshes. Very good. Okay, so nothing else changes. That was the same amount of light expenditure. So we are travelling away from the Wrath Marches. I'm going to discard these beacons, 1, 2, 3, to do 2 damage, dead, this guy comes down, 2 damage, dead, this guy comes down, 2 damage, he's not dead, 2 damage, he's not dead, but I've discarded all 4 beacons. I've gained 2 XP from those guys. Oh, that actually means I can use my fetch action, doesn't it? Yep. I'm going to use my fetch action. Well, let's decide. We're gaining 5 XP from that, so we're going to 9. as well as here. When the shade is revealed, gain a temporary or one-time income for the space you're on. Do I just try and hunt for Null Gador? Yes, I'm going to try and hunt for Null Gador, I think. Or Malta. Yeah, I need Malta. Alright. Way of Madness. That's a beacon. 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 That's our last beacon. So we're going to defer that location, defer 1. We're going to defer that location, defer 2. We're going to defer that location, defer 3. We're going to defer that location, defer 4. Defer 5. Alright, this is going to be a punishing last turn. Defer 6. Defer 7. Defer 8. Alright, we have 8 locations that we deferred. They go to the bottom of the deck. So the distance that we're travelling now is 9. We could have done a search action to add paths, but we're not going to do that. So 9, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So it's 14 there, so we're going to 18. And it is 14 there, so we're going to 21. Alright, we've made it to Malta. Well done, team. However, unfortunately for us, we've revealed Pride. Guess what? We get a bonus 3 XP right now from revealing that location. Upon arrival, all Maltan enemies immediately engage you. We don't need to worry about that. She's revealed at the start of the next staging phase, so we'll do that in a minute. The defend phase, we don't need, sorry, the explore phase, we're done. So let's do the attack phase. Our total attack is 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We're attacking with that. So we're popping both of them, no problems. And we're going to be into the last turn, kicking some butt. That's 2 more XP. We're up to 14. We're going to gain 9 light, so we go to 16. This slides across, this slides across. This goes away. This goes away. We're drawing up to 7. We could make that 8. Do we want to make that 8? 2, 3. Yeah, we'll make it 8. We're going to spend 8 XP to go 8. Alright. Well, this has been very fun. As it stands, I think we're going to clean house on this last turn, and that's great. So we just need a little bit more XP to reveal some of these, and then we'll be able to use some stuff. We've got 5 save beacons, so we're going to be able to disarm enemies. We need to explore 17 on that location. So that's not happening this turn, but that's all right. How much do we need to attack her? All engaged enemies have +2 attack, including remainder of round defeated. At the end of the engagement phase, you may push Pride to the quest area. No, thank you. I just want to kill you. So if we use this, we get to place 5 explore on the location. Okay, so we've got blinding light, fill your beacon slots, you may push a number of enemies. No, we don't need that. So this might be our best option for here. So that is 7. Explore, plus 5 is 12. Plus 3 is 15. We're too short. I don't have any other ways of getting explore. I could get another permanent booster, but I would need a lot of XP. That's not going to help us this turn. I think we're okay though. I don't think we need to worry at this point. 6 for 17 attack. Plus, so we're at 22 attack. And we can activate our burning light. Yeah, let's do that. Okay, so we've got 8 enemies coming out. So the Doom comes out, he's 3. Another Doom comes out, 3. I'm going to have to shuffle this deck. Unbelievable. Well, this has been a longer game because of this exploring. And 2. So that's it. This is gone. Pride then comes down at the back of this line. I've spent 6, 7, 11. So we're going down to 5. All 4 of these come down and this goes to here. It's a Garadeth Grunt. I've got Illuminate activated so I can ignore his progress on the treachery. Alright, so none of them in the quest. No problems. When you attack this enemy, choose 1 or place 2 on the treachery. So this is a bit of a nightmare, but let's have a look at our attack phase now. Explore phase. I'm going to use Burning Light. So I'm going to spend all 4 of these things. Beacons. And I'll do 2 damage to each of these. 1, 2. 1, 2. And this ignores the armor that they may have, which is nice. What's my attack? Photonic. Ooh. That's good. That's great. So I've flipped my Burning Light ability to do that. My Explore, I'm adding 1 because I've got 1 save beacon, plus 7, which is 8, plus 3, which is 11. So we're adding 11 progress to Malta. That would be enough, but we do have this distance value. Dread enemies have a bonus 3 health, not going to impact us. Attack phase. I've got 17, plus 3 is 20, 22. Great. So this guy dies with 1, and I'll take 1 damage and gain 2 XP to go to 8 XP. I'll then spend that 8 XP. No, that's fine. I definitely want to kill her. You can place a thing on the treachery to prevent his attack. This guy's in the quest area. That's fine. Do I actually need to kill her? 7 attack. It's pretty bad. It's pretty bad, yep. I got my Sun Shield, so I can spend XP to disarm 1 enemy per 2 save beacons. Oh, why'd you spend all your beacons, Deno? That was dumb. Maybe I should spend 1 less. Yeah, if I spend 1 less beacon, yeah, this is going to work fine. So I'm going to attack this guy. So he's not going to suffer any beacon damage. So I'm going to attack him for 8. And then I'm going to attack her for 12. That leaves me on 22, down to 20, down to 2. So dead, getting me 3 XP. Going up to 11. And I can then spend 1 XP to disarm this guy. So he's not doing any attack. So she's been defeated. He's not attacking. This guy doesn't bother us in the slightest. We've got a Sun Shield, so we can pretty much call that a win, I think. That is not going to be able to stop us at this point. Because, yeah, and I've got 2 extra, so he's actually at 4 of 9. He's got 2 thingy. Yeah, so what happens in the next turn is we generate back up to, I can spend 9 XP now to go to 10 light generation, so we go to 15. We're revealing 8 XP worth of enemies, but I'm going to be able to Sun Shield them to disarm them. I've also got the ability to, I'll just do it. I'll play it out. It's a very interesting game. It's a very interesting game. You get lots of decisions throughout this point. So that's 5, 6, 7, 8. That's our cards. We're back up to 10. We add a darkness to here. So we're going to add a doom enemy because we're drawing 8, 9. So that guy's 3. That guy's 3. And that guy's 4. So if I spend the minimum number of light here and then use a fire boost card, so that's 2. That's 1. Yeah, I mean, I really don't need to fight, do I? I just need to explore and win. So yeah, I think we just do that. So I'm spending 2, 3, 4 light to go down to 11. So 3 guys come down. 1, 2, 3. My total attack this turn is 5, 6, 7. It's a photonic attack. And my total explorer is 4 and 4. Because of this, I can ignore his darkness. So I can put the remaining... what do we need? We need 6. 1, 2, 3. Yep, so I can put 8 on this. We've explored Malta. We're successfully getting through that. I just need to survive these attacks. And I can disarm one of them, which will be this guy. And I can attack 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I can attack this guy to defeat him. I can use this to add 2 of these, and that will also allow me to reduce an enemy's attack using secret ways. And I can also use the defend phase, which is add up to 2 obstacles, 1, 2. What an amazingly different experience I've just had to bump these 2 back to here using all terrain. So I kill him. Can probably kill him, but I don't need to. Sun Shield, spend an XP, disarm that guy. These guys are in the back row. And that's it. We successfully defeat Pride with courage. That'll be the conclusion of BigDenoPlays Radiance. I hope you enjoyed. It's a really cool game. Check it out on Gamefound. Links in the description. Yeah, I'll catch you all in the next playthrough. Big